everyone and welcome to my channel. Today's video is about my blushes, but before I start with blushes I want to address the elephant in my room, which is this hair. I recently got a haircut and I colored my hair with this like platinum kind of almost like platinum grayish hair, but more on the platinum side, and I'm obsessed with it. It's really short in the back. Not that I can see what you're seeing right now, but I hope that you saw how short my hair is in the back, and it's kind of long in the front, and I'm obsessed with it, and I love it so much. I hope you do too, and if you have any comments about my new hair, feel free to comment in the comments bar down below. And right now, I guess I'm gonna get started with the blush. Boasting about blush tag. I don't know why it's called boasting, because who would boast about makeup? Not me, totally, but hey, if you do that, then why not? Alright, the first question is, how many blushes do you own? And it's really embarrassing. I own 30 blushes. 30 blushes. Who needs that? Definitely not a typical normal person who's not obsessed with makeup like I am. But then again, I am a makeup addict and I hoard makeup, so 30 is definitely a number that I expected seeing, to be honest. The second question is my favorite blush brush. For that, I would have to go with my MAC 116. Obsessed with this blush. I think it's fantastic. And I don't know if I'll ever find a blush that I like more than this. It doesn't feel the softest, to be honest, but it applies blush perfectly. And I like how much product it kind of picks up every time you like hit the pan or whatever. And it just distributes it very flawlessly on my skin. Next would be, what do I prefer? Cream or powder blush? Totally powder. I am a powder blush complete addict, and I think that powder is much easier than cream, winter, summer, whatever season it is. So powder all the way. Next would be favorite peach blush and favorite pink blush. For peach, I have to go with the sleek Life's a Peach blush, which is a very suiting name, I've gotta admit. It is a very kind of orangey blush. It's very peachy, it's gorgeous, it's perfect for the spring and summer, and I highly recommend it. It is not the easiest to apply though, because on my skin sometimes it applies a little bit patchily, which is something I'll talk about later in the video, but this is a really beautiful color. As for pink, I have to go with my Tom Ford Wicked blush. This thing is life to me. I cannot live without it. And yeah, I completely adore this blush. I don't know who wouldn't, but it's really expensive though, so I don't know, it's up to your budget. Alright, next question is drugstore or high-end. As you can see, so far the majority of the blushes I talked about are high-end, so the answer has got to be high-end, even though I strongly believe that there must be many amazing blushes in the drugstore field or drugstore range. Alright, next would be most overrated. And I'm really sorry, I have to go back to sleek. The way that people described it online was like, they're gonna change your life, these are the best blushes in the market. And I have experienced that they don't apply as nicely as some of my high-end blushes. So for that reason, I have to say that I think that these are a little bit overrated, but a lot of people like them, so it might be only me. It might just be me that I'm a little bit of a spoiled brat, and I like my high-end stuff, but I'm sure that there are many drugstore blushes that are really fantastic, so I don't know. Alright. Next would be my most underrated, Pupa. All the way. It is drugstore brand, by the way. Pupa blushes. These things are heavenly. I've been talking about them for I feel like at least a year and a half to 2 years, and I'm obsessed with them. They're fantastic. They're phenomenal. I completely love them, and I highly recommend them. Alright, next would be something that's worth the hype. For me, it is the Tarte blushes, the Amazonian Clay 12 hours blush. I have it in exposed, and I'm completely obsessed with this blush. So very much in love with it. But I think that Tarte blushes are really phenomenal. Alright, next would be top blushes for everyone. I'm gonna start off with Daniel Sandler, So Pretty. This is a liquid blush. It's phenomenal. I'm going to talk about it very soon in this video. The second one is Tarte Exposed. I just showed it to you. It is the perfect everyday color. Very amazing, and it's also perfect for special occasions because this is the kind of blush that goes with every eye look, every lipstick, everything. The third one would be Nars Sin, because I love those dark kind of little plummy blushes. This is beautiful. It has a beautiful sheen. It is fantastic, and the formula of this is phenomenal. Also, Tom Ford Wicked. Tom Ford Wicked is very, very expensive, but the quality of it and the color, I can't get over how obsessed I am with this blush, and I recommend it to absolutely everyone. Finally, we have the Lancome Nectar Lace. This is a beautiful blush, as you can probably imagine, and I highly recommend it. Alright, then I have blushes on my wish list, and this is where my vanity comes through. The first one that I would love to have is Charlotte Tilbury First Love. I would also like Sex and Fire, but for this time around, I think First Love is phenomenal. Next would be Tom Ford Ravish. Tom Ford Ravish is a blush that has been on my wish list for years and years and years and years, but I don't know why I haven't purchased it yet. Maybe I will do that very, very soon. Then I would love to have Burberry Earthy. Burberry Earthy seems like the perfect blush for every day also. Then I have the Balm Houndstooth. And there's another one, I can't remember what it's called, that's a little darker, that I would also love to have. The Balm, though, I'm really, really obsessed with their packaging. I would love to have some of their blushes. And finally, I would love to have any Bitten blush, because these are the most expensive blushes under the sun. And I would love to have one and see what's all this crazy price tag all about. Alright, so this is the boasting about blush tag. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and move to the blush tag. Alright, so the first question in the blush tag is the best packaging. Urban Decay Afterglow 8 Hours Blush. I have the shade Rapture, but regardless to the shade, this packaging is phenomenal. When you open it up, it has like this kind of mesh, and then there's like this window over here. It's so beautiful. The color is like a gunmetal color. It's very, very shiny. If you have multiple of these, you can actually tell which color you have by looking at the back. It's really, really difficult to see through the window. Hey, if you have super eyes, why the hell not? So totally, this is the most beautiful packaging. Next would be the Prettiest Color. And I have to give it again to Nars Sin. I just think that this is the most beautiful color that I've ever seen. I love these shades for blush, and this is one of the most beautiful colors I've ever seen. Next to the most pigmented, I also can talk about the sleek blushes, but the sleek blushes, to me, some of them are really, really unwearable. But a very pigmented blush that I find extremely wearable is MAC Frankly Scarlet. It looks very frightening on the screen, but I swear to you, it just gives you the most beautiful liveliness to your face, and it just looks amazing. So I really, really love this blush, and I highly recommend it. Next would be an everyday blush. For that, I decided to go again with my Pupa blush. This is the Luminous Baked Oil Powder Illuminating Blush Powder. So it does say blush, but this one I have is in the shade 02. I also have 01, and I think both of them are fantastic for every day. It's very, very light, and it's very neutral, and it's perfect for every day. It's not too much. Party blush. With this question, you can basically analyze it or interpret it in multiple ways. I decided to go with my own interpretation, which is a blush that goes with the smokiest eye that I can possibly come up with, and it's Tarte Exposed. This thing is incredible. It goes with everything. The color is beautiful. It lasts for the entire night, and it's all around just absolutely perfect. So I really, really like it. Next would be something that I regret purchasing. This thing is the Stila Aqua Water Blossom, Aqua Glow Water Blush. I can't read it. I don't know, something. These are the relatively new Stila blushes. I hate this. It disrupts the foundation underneath. It disrupts anything I have underneath. It does not blend smoothly, and it just feels a little tacky. I don't like this at all. A lot of people like it, it seems, But me, personally, I'm sorry. I don't like it at all. Alright, next would be something that is least used. And I'm really, really saddened by this because it is a really beautiful color, but the YSL Kissable blush in the shade 05 is my definitely least used blush. I use it as a lip color more than I use it for my cheeks, because for cheeks I just find that it blends in a very bizarre way, and I prefer other blushes over top of that. So, but this for the cheeks is very nice regardless. Next would be most used, would never let go of. I don't know if you saw it coming, but to me it was a definite easy question to answer, and it's Wicked by Tom Ford. This is my ride or die blush. If I'm feeling like a blush that is going to provide my skin with some luminosity, definitely, along with like a beautiful color and a beautiful kind of liveliness to my skin, this would definitely be the one that I would go for. Alright, next would be my favorite blush brand, Daniel Sandler, all the freaking way. If you have multiple shades of this, like let's say you have about 3, you can mix them in together and you can create the blush that is perfect for you. They're easy to apply, they're amazing, they're super long lasting, they feel very, very light on the skin, and overall they're just absolutely perfect. And I don't think that anyone on planet Earth would find them to be difficult or not very long lasting or not perfect. These are completely and utterly perfect blushes, and I highly recommend them. So, Daniel Sandler. Next would be the Greatest Blush Discovery. And I'm so happy that I finally decided to buy this because it's been on my wish list for quite some time. And it's the Guerlain New Blushes. I have the shade 02, Chic Pink. It's so beautiful. It's beautiful. The color is beautiful. The pigmentation, the blendability, the lasting power. I'm obsessed. I'm so happy that Guerlain relaunched their blush line, because the previous one wasn't very good, but this is absolutely amazing. So I really, really like it. Next would be the most practical blush. For most practical, I have to give it to the Lancome Blush Subtle Palette. This thing has a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. Very, very, very practical. The color is beautiful. All of these things together look phenomenal together, and I really like it. I don't think that anyone wouldn't like this either, so fantastic. Alright, next would be the least practical. For that, I have to give it to the Sleek Blush Palette in Pink Sprint. This thing looks crazy. The colors are super patchy. They are not easy to apply, and they're overly pigmented to the extent that I find it a little bit difficult to shear them out, which is a very, very disappointing thing. Let's move on to something really, really hideous and horrible to talk about. The most expensive blush that I have in my collection. A lot of you would have thought that it would be the Tom Ford one, but in Israel, since I got this online, I didn't pay the Israeli prices that I would imagine that the Tom Ford brand would have if it was in Israel to begin with. So for something that I purchased in Israel, it was completely overpriced, but still I don't regret purchasing it. It's the Dior blush in Brown Millie. This is one of my favorite blushes of all time. It was very expensive. It was more expensive than Tom Ford, if you can believe that. It's completely crazy, but I completely don't regret purchasing this. It's one of my favorites and I love it to death. And finally would be the least expensive. For that, I have to give it to Sleek Single Blushes. I have, I believe, about 6 of them. Yeah, I believe 6. Some of them are really, really nice. Some of them aren't. But this one, for example, the one that I talked about previously, in this blush or in this video, is Love's Peach, and I really, really like it. I use it quite a bit. So yeah, that is all for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you had a good time, And I hope to see you very, very soon in the very next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you very, very soon. Bye! Mwah.